Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at North Wilkesboro for the fourth race of the NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series Season 3. 100 laps on tap for tonight around this Darlington-like short track where turns 1 and 2 is wider, a little more banking, and 3 and 4 just a wee bit sharper with more flatter banking. It should be a pretty interesting race. I believe drivers will want to be on the bottom line around this track. As pre-mentioned in the heat races, we will not see the caution flag fly even if there is an accident. No caution flags. It's survival style racing here at North Wilkesboro. On the front row for tonight's race is Andrew Rich and James Ellison. Ellison had a pretty intriguing strategy in his heat race where he and the 24 of Daniel Voiles pit on lap 6 instead of waiting until lap 15 when their tanks were almost dry. Daniel Voiles was running third, however he had to pit again coming to 2 to go, and he was unable to advance into the main event. Let's get to the rest of your starting lineup. Andrew Rich did conventional, took fuel only. A lot of drivers were taking right side tires. We're on 2X for this main race, so I'm curious what the fuel run will be. I think it's maybe 40 laps. It might be less. It might be more. Row 2 is Nico Tringali and Audra Baran-Oscus, the latter of which is making only her second start of the season. Mechanical problems in her heat races at Atlanta and Rockingham sidelined her from those events. Row 3, we have RJ Bishop and Ryan Brommer. Row 4, top qualifier out of the underfunded teams, Benny Watson out of DMG Racing starting 7th tonight. On the bottom, we saw Colt Hudson start second in his heat race, and he stayed there. No one was really able to catch Hudson and pass him, so I think if you are an underfunded car, track position is going to matter big time tonight, especially with no yellow flags. Starting to his outside is Samet Oskin. And in row 5, we have Dale Lightning and Jesse Turner. Dale, one of the 2 remaining Junior Motorsports cars that has not yet won this season, as Andrew Rich, Eli Bright, and Hunter Braxton have won the first 3 races of the season. Now we'll go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engine!
As in the picture, you can see the 9 of Matthew Logan, the other Junior Motorsports car that has not yet won this season. He starts at the back end of the field, and Nico Tringali has stalled on the racetrack. And the 3rd place starting position for Tringali goes out the window. He will be multiple laps down, and we are unsure where he will end up. Missing the race tonight was Johnny Gardner, and you can see the bottom line is still trying to get back up here, and they start going right before the marked lines. There you can see green flag is out. And we are underway at North Wilkesboro, and we've got a surprise for you guys. We have our own ticker now. It just got real in NAMAR. 4 races in. And the ticker I probably used for the past 3 years, I will not be using anymore. And this makes it its own thing. And James Ellison, man, he has got a good car so far tonight. He is fighting back as Casey Nanako has a problem. Remember, no caution flags, and James Ellison actually cleared Andrew Rich around the outside line. Incredible. RJ Bishop 3rd, Baran-Oscus 4th, and Benny Watson in 5th. So more mechanical problems here at North Wilkesboro, this time for Nanako. That's his 2nd problem of the year. He had a failure in his Talladega heat race that cost him an opportunity into the event, and it looks like whatever problem the 16 team had, will not allow them to start the race. You do not start the race, you don't hit that start-finish line, you do not get points. At least I don't think you do. I could be mistaken. So as mentioned, we've had 3 Chevys win this season, and so far each week we've had the same manufacturer win both heat races and then go on to win the race. There's also to be noted the only race where one of the 2 heat winners, drivers themselves or one of their teammates, did not win the race was at Atlanta. At Dega, Dale Lightning won a heat race and teammate Andrew Rich won the main race. And last week Braxton won a heat and won the race. He did not get the pole, however, so he did not get a grand slam. So far, so good up here at the front. I'm just amazed. James Ellison has got a fast car tonight. Colleague Racing must be very proud. They've even got Cole Deaver running in 10th place right now. Something we have not seen from this 10 car yet this year. As if you look at the points, he's only 30th in the standings. No top 10s. How about Corey Riggs in the 93 machine running in 9th place, RSS Racing. It was Colt Hudson in the heat race, and now it's Corey Riggs in the main event, and he goes to the inside of DMG's Benny Watson. Smith Oskins up to 7th, Adam Flickinger 6th, Dale Lightning 5th. And the aforementioned top 5 of James Ellison, Andrew Rich, RJ Bishop, Baran Oskus before the 5 of Lightning in 5th. So Riggs will fly up to 8th place. Deaver will pass Watson for 9th, and here comes Ryan Brommer looking for 10th place. Jesse Turner there in 11th, or 12th rather, with Bobo Jones running 13th. Let's hop back to the 7 of Braxton, who won last week, as he fights side by side with Colt Hudson for 14th place. And he holds on for now. We saw Jonathan Sorlin starting near the back of the field. He's up to 16th. How about Wyatt Anderson at a JP in 20th place? Seems Joe Gibbs' woes continue to occur. This time it looks like it's the whole team. Enzo Nareza, the highest up to 3 in 21st. Next up on the Joe Gibbs board is Sky Commons in 32nd, with Cavanero all the way down in 36th, as it appears that the clutch failed on the 12th of Nanako, so possibly something for Oskin to worry about as he runs in 7th. Continue to go through the field a wee bit. Here's Quinton Moore running 24th this week. He was in the top 10 last week, ended up finishing 3rd. That could be their best finish of the season. But this team is showing that they have some performance for a single car effort. Matthew Logan, Dylan Young not doing so hot here tonight, 26th and 27th. So their races are not going well. Sky Commons to the inside of Brian Tremblay. I believe that's for 30th. And indeed it is. So Commons into the top 30. And as we mentioned, Cavanero not having a good night. He's back here running in 35th. We forgot to mention him before the race started, but Zane Beckett, this is his first race of the season here, race 4, as he passes Donovan Cage for 36th place. Paco Magora in the field once again. See what he can do. But as we go back to the front of the field, not much seems to be changing. James Ellison continuing to lead here at North Wilkesboro. Andrew Rich 2nd, RJ Bishop 3rd, Baranovskis 4th, and Dale Lightning in 5th. Rest of the top 10 rundown: Adam Flickinger, Cement Oskin, Corey Riggs, Cole Deaver, and Ryan Brommer We'll be right back after this brief commercial break. We are back here at North Wilkesboro. You are running on the front bumper cam of James Ellison around this historic short track located in North Carolina. We continue our trek up the East Coast. We will be taking a small detour to Tennessee for 3 events: Nashville, Memphis, and Bristol, before heading to Virginia for Martinsville and Richmond. That's the upcoming slate on the schedule. Here are your fastest lap times of the night so far. Cement Oskin up there on the top of the board with a 19.759 second lap time. James Ellison, your race leader, his teammate Cole Deaver sits second with a 19.794, and the only other driver under a 19.8 is the one of Andrew Rich, who currently rides in second place. Speaking of Andrew Rich, let's go to his roof camera right here, right now. He has got a bumper full of cars. RJ Bishop third, Baranowski's fourth, and Lightning rounding out the top 5. Rest of your top 10 remains the same with Flickinger, Oskin, Riggs, Deaver, and Brommer. That's your top 10. And Bishop trying to find the way by the winner from Talladega. Pardon me. I had a little bit of a hiccup case starting to occur there. Bishop all over the bumper of Rich. Now we saw Rich looked like he was the fastest car at Rockingham, and then pit stops came around and all of a sudden it was Hunter Braxton. And then in the last run they looked like they were pretty even. But so far it looks like we could be seeing our first non-Junior Motorsports car win. But it looks like it will still be a Chevrolet. It's an all Chevrolet top 5 after all. The first non-Chevrolet is Adam Flickinger in 6th, with Oskin right behind him in 7th. No Toyotas in the top 15. In fact, the first Toyota is Enzo Nereza in 19th place. Cole Deaver, there's pretty much 2nd to 9th is pretty tight knit right here. And then you've got a little bit of a gap back to Ryan Brommer in 10th. Jesse Turner sits in 11th, Bobo Jones 12th, Braxton 13th, your winner last week, Jonathan Zorlin in 14th with another gap back to 15th place, Colt Hudson. Rest of your top 20, Seth Cole, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Joshua Sekuli, Enzo Nereza, and Cole Baker. That is your top 20 right here and now. Wyatt Anderson still doing a very good job. He runs in 21st. Matthew Logan 23rd. Dylan Young 24th. A wee bit higher than they were the last time we checked on them. Benny Watson started 7th, but he has fallen down to what is now 27th and could be more if Sky Commons gets him here. And it looks like our first round of green flag pit stops are occurring here on lap 33, so this track uses a lot more fuel than I expected. You know, for a short track you would have thought they'd go at least maybe 50 laps, so it looks like we're in for a 2-stop race here tonight. So everyone is coming down pit road. RJ Bishop was scored as the leader last time by. He has just come in now with Dale Lightning behind him, and we'll see what kind of strategies these drivers will perform, or cruise teams, whatever you'd like to call it. Eli Bright got stuck in his pit stall there in his heat race. Hopefully that does not occur to anyone here. Ooh, that was kind of close there between Bishop and Riggs. It looks like the call for all teams is 4 tires and to fill it up with fuel. They are 2 to 3 wide down pit road. You'll see Bishop will get out right next to Baco Magora, and there goes James Ellison, who I believe will continue to lead the race. And he has lapped Joe Gibbs Racing driver Alan Cavanero, whose season continues to suffer. Cavanero sits 31st in the point standings. Now, out of 47 cars, that might not seem terrible, but for a team like Joe Gibbs Racing, that is underperforming big time. Rest of your top 10 rundown. Audra Baran-Oscos is up to second place. She was the one who trailed Ellison in their heat race. She took 2 right sides at lap 15. Ellison pit at lap 6 for fuel only. Adam Flickinger up to third. RJ Bishop 4th. Corey Riggs in 5th. Wow. Andrew Rich, Dale Lightning, Cole Deaver, Ryan Brommer, and Cement Oskin. That is your top 10. So the drivers in the top 10 do not change, but their positions do. I believe I saw a car down pit road again, or just my imagination. The following drivers are 1 lap down: Alan Cavanero, Jackson King, Martin Wild, Shane Beckett, Baco McGore, Donovan Cage, Brian Tremblay. And that is it. I forgot the and between Cage and Tremblay. Casey Nanako with the clutch, and Nico Tringali was unable to start the race due to whatever failure occurred on his car. So Colleague Racing most likely pretty pleased with what's going on so far. Ellison in the lead, almost 2-second gap to Baran-Oscos. And Cole Deaver finally performing in their equipment. He sits in 8th place. Let's go back to the 10 car. And there he sits behind Dale Lightning. Andrew Rich has passed Corey Riggs for 5th place. Dale Lightning is trying to do the same for 6th. Deaver and Brommer would be in line for a position each themselves. Lap down car Donovan Cage sits in between 9th and 10th place. Jonathan Zorlin finds himself up to 11th. So he runs right behind Oskin there in that 22 car. Bobo Jones in 12th, Jesse Turner 13th, Hudson 14th, Seth Cole 15th, Fitzwater, Braxton, Cole Baker, Joshua Sekuli, and Dylan Young into the top 20 here. Did anybody suffer? It appears it might have been Enzo Nareza. He is now 31st on the track. He was near the top 20 earlier. And 2 of the Joe Gibbs cars could go a lap down here tonight. Looks like for now, Nareza will push Catano. That's Lucas Catano in the 61 car out of Furby Racing. That is the team name. And Catano fighting back hard there to the outside of Nareza. He's not giving him that position easy, but it looks like Cavanero is going to go to the inside of race leader James Ellison. He's trying to get back on the lead lap. And this puts only King and Martin Wild between Ellison and second place Audra Baran-Oscos, and she has gained a ton of time on the 11 machine as he continues to fight back on the top side next to Cavanero. That will allow King to get to the inside of the 11. Will Ellison get enough of a run to hop down in line? No, he can't. And his lead is gone another 4.5 tenths. This could be costly for James Ellison. He's led most of the race so far, but now it looks like lap traffic could spoil things for him. And this is not only allowing Baran-Oscos to close the gap, but it is also allowing RJ Bishop in 3rd place to close in. Now, if you look at the point standings, Bishop sits 10th in points without a top 10. He's the highest driver without a top 10 in the point standings. And just a brief reminder, even though we're only 4 of 33 regular season races in, it is still important to know that it is the top 20 in points that make it in. A win locks you in as long as you stay in the top 30 in the point standings. Andrew Rich and Dale Lightning have gotten by Adam Flickinger for 4th and 5th. The lap car of St. Beckett sits in between Bishop and Baran Oscus. As Ellison continuing to try to hold off these lap cars, it looks like King might clear him here. If I was Ellison, I'd hop in line, and that's what he's going to do. So that puts the lap car of Martin Wild between Ellison and Baran Oscus, but RJ Bishop has made his way up to third and has made his way to the bumper of Baran Oscus. Andrew Rich also has closed within a second of leader Ellison, and Dale Lightning, his teammate, right on the bumper of him. Corey Riggs 7th, Brommer 8th, Deaver 9th, and Oskin 10th. So we've had the same drivers in the top 10 basically the whole race. They've just kind of exchanged positions here and there. So we'll see if anything else changes. It looked like Bishop, Rich, and Lightning were closing in relatively nicely. And Ellison had the misfortune of allowing 3 lap down cars to pass him on the racetrack. Let's look at our fastest lap. Ooh, new fastest lap time goes to the 9 of Matthew Logan. As there was a spin in turn 1. I'm not certain what that was. Ellison will put King to his outside. Now, can we find out who that spin was? I'm looking for maybe someone with damage, and it appears it could have been the 8 of Cole Baker, as his back end is smashed in. And he was not running in 27th the last time we saw him, and he will come down to pit road here to fix his damage. But that will trail back to Ellison. Now he's got a lot of lap car help. He's got Martin Wild and King battling side by side for 32nd place. And now Ellison to the inside of Lucas Catano. We're going to take a quick step back. When we come back, we will show you what happened to Cole Baker. And here it is. It looks like Matthew Logan tried to make some weird split in the middle, 3 wide. He backs out, but he clips Quentin Moore, who was also apparently involved in this, and all 3 bang up against the outside wall. This was a lot bigger than I thought. Quentin Moore, Matthew Logan also receiving significant damage to their race. And ooh, here comes Slade Jagger. Ooh, Quentin, don't come down. Wyatt Anderson, Sky Comas, and Mendez are going to rub doors here. But everyone gets away straight and clean. Now let's take a look at live action. And here we are, we're back live, looking at live picture feed here. Baran Oscus in second. Ooh, almost making contact with the 8 of Cole Baker. James Ellison pulling back out to a commanding lead. RJ Bishop has fallen to 5th while we were away. Brommer up to 7th place. So those are our changes inside the top 10. Nobody retired from that incident. In fact, it appears that Quentin Moore and Matthew Logan have continued to race with the damage they have for now. Moore fell to 24th. And Logan fell to 22nd. Dylan Young has made his way up to 18th place, so he continues to move forward. Oh, and we are 3 wide back here. That's Dale Lightning going for 3rd place on teammate Andrew Rich, with lap car Chris Wheeler to the top outside. And we are basically 4 laps away from pit stops here. Adam Flickinger has made his way by RJ Bishop now. Well, he's side by side. He's trying to get there. And it looks like we're going to have a new driver in the top 10. That's Jonathan Sorlin underneath Cole Deaver. As something happened to somebody. And who was that somebody? Ryan Brommer is not on the screen anymore. Is Brommer on pit road for scheduled service? No, oh, he might have been. It looks like he might have pit a little early. See if this helps him or not. He's right behind race leader James Ellison. Tire wear here isn't super drastic or by any means. look at last lap time, Ellison's only fallen off 0.4 of a second. And here he comes down to pit road. It's really all a fuel thing, it seems, with these cars at this racetrack. Slade Jagger already on pit road. We'll see who the top driver to stay out is. Baran Oscars came down right behind Ellison. Dale Lightning will lead the field. And Andrew Rich will actually shuffle his way down to pit road before his teammate. So that was a pretty bold call. Next time by will be 30 to go. And it looks like Lightning will continue to stay out on the racetrack as everyone else comes down to pit. Matt Oskin also staying out on the track in second. And Lightning will peel off now, coming down to pit road. Fitzwater had remained on the track as well. And there goes James Allison, still in command from the looks of things. Lightning leads that lap on pit road. That puts us officially at 30 to go. Oh, and there was contact on pit road there. It looked like Oskin made contact to Lightning going into his pit stall. Brommer is side by side with Martin Wild as they both come out of the pits. So apparently Brian Brommer did not pit, but something did occur to the 3 car. Joshua Sikuli is still on pit road. Maybe an issue there for the 01 car. But officially it is the 11 of James Ellison still in control of this race. Baran Oscar second, Lightning third, Rich in fourth, Flickinger fifth, Riggs sixth, Sorlin seventh, Jones up to eighth, Oscar ninth, and Jesse Turner in 10th. So a lot of change going on in the top 10. Bishop has fallen to 11th. Deaver has fallen to 18th, 4 pit stop for him. Sky Commons has jumped up to 19th. Oh, and there's trouble up in the front of the field here. Wyatt Anderson just got spun in. Oh, Donovan Cage just got clobbered. And they're still wrecking. Bobo Jones, Samantha Oskin, St. Beckett is involved. Disaster on the front stretch. My goodness. Ellison got in the wall, the 55 was around, and a bunch of drivers piled in. Baco Magora has retired due to a tire problem. And we'll see who else follows him. We will take a look at that incident at the conclusion of the race. Baran Oscars once again 3 lap down cars behind the 11 of James Ellison. And it's just the question remains, can she do anything to get there? 2/10 loss that time by. It appears the others retiring will be Cole Baker, Donovan Cage, St. Beckett, and Bobo Jones, if not more. And there go all 3 of the aforementioned cars. Benny Watson retiring. See what's Cole Deaver up to here, running at 17th still. They bumper full of Sky Commons. And Bobo Jones has now officially retired. We have 32 cars on the racetrack. So battle is on right here for 17th, and my goodness, Hunter Braxton has made his way up to 11th, and he is on the bumper of Fitzwater for 10th place. Dylan Young has made his way up to 13th. So several drivers have advanced from where they qualified to get up here in an attempt to battle for a good points paying position. See if we can find some action for you viewers here. Colt Hudson is continuing to perform well. Oh, he's actually got some left side door damage too. And he's running in 15th place. How about Chris Wheeler running in 27th, an underfunded car? You know, you wouldn't really expect them to finish top 30. But that's where they're running right now. Furthermore, Ox is running in 16th place. Matthew Logan down to 29th. Tough break for the 9 car. Mendez 19th. Cavanero has gone up to 20th. He is still a lap down, however. Reza in 21st. So Ellison continues to lead. Baran Oscar's cutting down some distance there that time by. Dale Lightning is closing in on her position from 3rd. As Brommer, Wild, and the Reza are the 3 cars still right behind James Ellison. We're at 14 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. Pretty decent gap to the leader of Ellison. It looks like we could just have maybe a battle here for 2nd. It is 4 more points to finish in 2nd versus 3rd. So if you don't have a win like these drivers, it's pretty important, especially for Baran Oscus, who has missed 2 races this season. These extra 4 points are very vital right now to help her catapult her way up the point standings. Now there is no start requirement if you have a win. You simply got to be top 30 in points. And I mean, if you miss half the season, you're not going to be top 30 in points. There is no way to do an equal split unless the max cap size was 24 cars. So 10 laps to go for James Ellison. We'll do one last rundown through the field. You know the top 3. Adam Flickinger's up to 4th. Andrew Rich 5th. Corey Riggs 6th. Sorlin sits in 7th. 8th place is Jesse Turner. 9th, RJ Bishop. And 10th, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. We'll do 11th to 20th, and then we'll return to our leader. 11th is Hunter Braxton, Seth Cole 12th, Dylan Young 13th, 14th Cement Oskin, 15th is Colt Hudson. So all RSS racing cars in the top 15 here tonight. 16th is Frodemar Otts, 17th Cole Deaver, 18th Sky Commons, 19th is Edwin Mendez, and 20th is Alan Cavanero. James Ellison continues to lead. Dale Lightning has closed in on the bumper of Audra Baran Oscus. Ryan Brommer was having a good night. Something happened to him that plopped him down. 2 laps down. Six laps to go to break for the 3 machine of Brommer. His teammates have had a phenomenal race, mostly Audra. Dylan started down in the dumps, but he's made his way up through the field as he sits in 13th place. 5 laps to go. Baranowska's closing in on Ellison a little bit. Lightning closing in with her. But it's so tough to pass here. It's going to be difficult for them to catch Ellison while still worrying about 3 lap down cars. Another 10th gain though, that lap by. Things seem to be looking up for James Ellison. He had a great run last week at Rockingham after a mechanical problem at Atlanta and being in the big one at Talladega. Phantom Fireworks has been on the car both of these great runs, so maybe some luck to do with this paint scheme. I'm not really sure, but we'll hit 2 laps to go. Cavanero's moved to the inside of Slade Jagger. That is a lap down car in the 13, who's going 3 laps down here at the end of this thing. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to win for James Ellison. It won't just be his first win in NAMAR. It will also be his first win on this channel. James Ellison captures the checkered flag at North Wilkesboro. Rest of your top 10, Audra Baranowska's turning around her luck. 2nd place run for her. Dale Lightning in 3rd. Adam Flickinger 4th. Andrew Rich in 5th. Corey Riggs 6th. Jonathan Zorlin 7th. Jesse Turner 8th. RJ Bishop 9th. And Zachary Fitzwater Sr. rounds out the top 10. Quick statistic to point out. Through 3 races, 2 drivers had a top 10 in every race, and that was Andrew Rich and Dylan Young. But after tonight, Dylan Young's 13th place finish will eliminate him from that discussion. And that leaves us with the one of Andrew Rich, who's the only driver with a top 10 in every race. That was a pretty good race. Before we step aside, we're going to show you what caused that big wreck on the front stretch. I believe it was somewhere between 20 to 30 laps to go. Well, here we go. We're going to start this in half speed. Dylan Young's making a pass onto turn 3 on Cage. Cage slows for the corner, and something breaks here. Something just kind of breaks here on Donovan Cage's car, and he's just kind of stuck. He doesn't know where he should go. He starts coming down, and Colt Hudson had left side damage before this incident. Okay, that's interesting. He's going to start coming up the track right about here. See, he's like, where do I go? What lane do you guys want me in? Do I go down or do I go high? And, I mean, general rule is you go down. And right there, Anderson's spinning all around. You can see Ellison, Cavanero, Mendez, they all get in the wall. And that spins the 55 around. Right there, Watson actually got damaged. And there's Cole Baker, just slams into the 40. You can see Lightning and a few others barely get by. Same with Sorlin. Jones spins down hard too much. Collects himself into the 40. Oskin's actually going to get a piece of the 8 right before he tows. And then there's Shane Beckett into the 0 machine. And that was the extent of the wreck. You can see this wreck took so long. Matthew Logan and Cole Devers saw it twice. They saw the 40 car slowing in the middle of the track. And then they saw him totaled next to the inside pit wall. So that'll do it here from me. I am Bulldog Speed. This has been a NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series Season 3 event. And I'll see you guys next time for Nashville.